We'll find out the significance of this in a minute.
Today we are showing you the back of the school, which is actually bordered between Sunset and Hollywood Boulevard, Hawthorne Vista, and Gardner. It's the Gardner Street Elementary School. It has some significant importance in the role of one of their students, who was a former student there in the year 1969, the last public school that Michael Jackson attended after moving from Gary, Indiana to Los Angeles, California. Barry Gordy rented an apartment in West Hollywood, or rented a house in West Hollywood for the family so they could all be together. Because they were living, Mr. Jackson and the sons were all living in hotels, and Michael Jackson was staying with Diana Ross for about a month. And finally, he rented a house so the family could be together in West Hollywood. There's no exact time of how long Michael Jackson actually attended the school. There's different accounts of how long he was actually in attendance before he went and started doing his private schools, because the Jacksons in 1970 is when they hit big. Because different people, you hear them saying one length of time and another person saying another length of time. But he was definitely there in, at least by between April and November, I believe it was, of 1969 when he started attending the school. What the neighborhood shows, what the neighborhood looked like. It's actually part of a historical square, which is very nice, very relevant. There's some little shops that's on Gardner that's like, the buildings are very quaint, and the street kind of gives you that feel of a country feel, like a little small town. I realize this was in 1969, and this is current of what it looks like, the beautiful flowers, the homes. Now in searching, we actually found a few pictures of Michael Jackson with his class of 69 in the elementary school. That should have made him in about, most probably 6th grade, I believe it was, when he attended there, 6th grade, before he stopped attending, before their fame took off.
That's what we have. This is the Gardner Street Elementary School. From over here, you can get a full shot of it better.
Nestled between Sunset and Hollywood Boulevards at Vista and Hawthorne, Gardner Elementary School was the last public school that Michael Jackson attended, before becoming one of the most powerful and influential artists of the time. In 1989, Jackson returned to his old stomping grounds for the dedication of the Michael Jackson Auditorium. He said, "I am deeply touched and honored that the PTA, principal, faculty members, and students have been kind to dedicate the auditorium, where I sat as a child in my honor," Jackson said. He said this in 1989, according to an article from the New York Times. We must all never forget that the children are our future, and without them, humankind will become extinct. In 1989, Michael Jackson visited the Gardner School Elementary to receive an honor in his name. A plaque with the auditorium. However, that lasted only a little over a decade when Jackson was arrested and charged with 9 counts associated with child molestation, 7 of child molestation, and 2 of administering an intoxicating agent for the purpose of committing a felony. This is according to CNN. The school decided to do away with the Jackson name by painting over the letters and covering them up with a plywood board. However, the principal of the school and the Unified School District officials have come to the decision and received multiple complaints and requests from parents. Following the King of Pop's death in 2009, fans rallied for the reinstatement of Michael Jackson's Auditorium, which the LAUSD's then District Superintendent Ramon C. Gutierrez substantially ordered to have returned to the Michael Jackson's Auditorium, and it still stands today, as you can see. Now, Michael Jackson visited the school in 1989 to receive a plaque in his honor for the memorial of the auditorium to become the Michael Jackson Auditorium. As you can found a little clip of it so you can see some of the fans and some of the highlights.
This is actually the Gardner Street side.
My name is Zala Sokolovsky. I come from the Soviet Union, and I'm here to welcome you all to Gardner Street School's exciting rededication ceremony.
I am for him. He's a wonderful man. I believe that what I most respect in Michael, with all of his magnificent talent, is his kindness, his generosity of spirit, and his willingness to help the unfortunate of the world. I have wanted to talk to him and often wished I could reach him, so I'm doing so now. Michael, it's an honor. Where are you, dear? Here you are, dear.
And there you have it. Gardner Street Elementary School, aka with the Michael Jackson Auditorium.